Hi Harshad, how are
Hi,
you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, that's good to know, Harshad. First of all, a big congratulations for winning the silver medal in the Asian Youth Championships. How is the feeling?
I'm feeling happy.
So, how was your performance overall, and are you overall happy with it?
It was a decent performance.
Did you
I'm.
feel it could have been better or something?
It could have been better.
But okay, that I guess counts for every performance. Like, if
Mm,
even if you do very well, there is a possibility of always doing better, right? So
yeah.
that's one thing. But overall, I think the quality of your games was quite nice in the Asian Youth,
Yeah.
right? And it was a strong field as well. There were many strong players there,
Mm,
right? So, how was the experience overall in the tournament? Was this your first time in Indonesia?
yeah. This was my first time.
Right. Is this your first time playing the Asian Youth as well?
Yeah.
Okay, the first time youth and okay, a new country as well. So, did you travel alone?
Yeah.
Okay, so and I think there was the Indian team with you as well,
Mm.
accompanying. So how was the journey with the teammates? And overall, tell us what would a day look like in the Asian Youth Championships, like before the game started to the game ended. Like, what would you do throughout the day?
Mm, Nothing special. The same routine. I just get up, take bath, and eat breakfast and go to the round.
Right, and like,
After the rounds in the night, I'll work on chess.
okay. So let's say for the preparation, opening preparation, and preparation for games, what was the time for that? Did you do it in the night or the morning?
Mostly in the night
Okay, in the night. And
because the
did
morning round started at 9 a.m.
right,
So I had no time. No.
right. Yeah, you have to wake up very early for that. So yeah, that will be a
Yeah.
bit difficult. So in the
And
morning,
daily two rounds as well.
right.
So
So yeah, for double rounds, it's quite difficult, I think. And it
yeah.
was tiring as well, I believe, right?
Mm,
Playing two rounds in
yeah.
there. Right. So who was the coach of the Indian team in the Asian Youth, and how did they help you throughout the year?
Uh, they did not help that much actually.
Okay. So like what was the role in the team? I just meant to ask.
They coordinated and helped us to reach the hotel.
All right. So it was sort of more like a role of coordinator or to just help the
Yeah.
players reach the places which they want to be, right?
Yeah.
Right. And who are you working with right now? Which coach?
Sham Sundar.
Okay. So Shyam Sundar sir, okay, he's a very great trainer and has
Yeah.
many great students under his belt.
Mm.
So is there any special kind of work or coaching which you undertook for this particular event?
No.
Right. So just
Usual.
the yeah, just the general stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right. All right. And this was your third tournament, I think, in a row. So
Yeah.
first you started with the World Youth,
World Youth.
then World Youth Olympiad,
Mm.
and now the Asian Youth. So overall, I do not think that there was too much break between the tournaments, right?
Yeah.
So right now, are you planning future tournaments as well, or just a bit of break now?
Uh, I've started planning a bit of abroad tournaments in Spain.
So some tournaments is Spain, but okay, not
Yeah.
maybe too early, just for now, a few days, right?
Yeah, December time. Yeah, I even got the visa appointment
Okay, okay.
on
So
November 18th.
okay, November 18th is your visa appointment. And okay. In Spain, I think there are a lot of strong open events. So that's
Yeah,
a good opportunity as well. So will this be your first time going to Spain actually?
second time actually. First time I went in 2019.
Okay. 2019. So you are quite familiar, okay, with the country there.
Yeah,
And I guess you will be traveling alone there as well. So
yeah.
right. That's good to know, Harsha. And I just wanted to look at one or two of your games actually from the Asian Youth and all.
Okay.
So let me just share my screen and let me know when you can see it. This is your round four game, I believe, against Mariano Fabian Glen in the Asian Youth. Right? So going into the game, like were you too deep into, let's say, opening preparation for every opponent, or you just wanted to like play your normal stuff?
This was the second round of the day, so I just wanted to play a game.
Right. So, like no frills or anything, no opening preparation. Just have a game and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, you had the black pieces, and okay, against e4 you played the Sicilian, and okay, the anti-Sicilian opted by your opponent. And do you have much experience playing these lines, the anti-Sicilian?
Yeah, I face it now and then.
So G6, knight F3, BG7, and okay, whenever you feel there's a critical moment in the game or something you want, some move which you want to talk about, just let me know. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So bishop E3, CD, CD, and knight F6. So knight C3, queen F5, bishop E2. And in these sort of structures, or let's say in this structure in particular, what is black aiming to do? What is the goal which is black trying to achieve?
Now basically I want to fix the d5 square and target the d4 pawn
Okay.
and place my bishops in a very good squares actually.
Right. So, okay, both of your bishops will be, I guess, in quite strong diagonals. And as you
Yeah.
mentioned, that this square you want to block. You don't want this pawn to move forward, right?
Yeah. So that the white dark square bishop stays like very passive.
Right. So
Yeah.
this will be sort of the bad bishop in the
Yeah.
position. Right. And this is, I guess, this is the same game plan in many isolani pawn structures. That okay,
Mm.
this is an isolated pawn. You don't want it to move forward. You will block it with a minor piece, and then you will try to attack it.
Yeah.
Right. And in turn, I guess what white wants to do is white just wants to put the knights here and
Mm.
maybe try to gain an active position. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So castles, knight c6, a3, and knight d5.
Yeah. The
So,
b4 threat was a little bit uncomfortable. So I just went for knight d5 directly.
right. So, okay, in this position, if you, let's say, hadn't played the move knight d5, and I'm making a random move here, let's say like something like a6, then okay, b5 can be quite a problem. Yeah.
Mm.
And you have to move your queen back again, and okay, not
b5
not
is
something,
also coming.
right. That is also a possibility, and this is not something which you felt was good.
Mm.
Just knight d5 directly. And if let's say white decides to trade the knights with knight into d5, this is, I think, good for you.
Yeah. Now the b3 square is also weak.
Right. So okay, this is an important point actually. So d3 square is weak, and maybe you can take advantage of it with something like knight
Mm.
f5.
And the d5 square is also partially fixed. So it's
Right.
a better push. Like I'm pushing already.
Correct. And okay, you are putting pressure on this pawn,
Mm.
and there are some restrictions as to which white piece can be moved and which cannot be moved. For example, this bishop, this knight is quite crucial for now. Otherwise, that pawn will fall. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so our opponent went for queen d2, just developing, and I guess they also have these sorts of ideas with
Mm.
bishop h6 and
Yeah.
right. And you just took it.
Mm.
Simple, knight e3,
Yeah, I
queen
thought
d2.
I'll get the double bishop advantage.
And that should generally be good, right? Because there is an open position.
Mm.
So this should be a good one. Okay, what happens if your opponent takes with the pawn? Is that good?
Yeah. That was better. I expected that more. Queen e3 was a little bit of surprise.
Right, because I was also thinking the same thing that okay, if just knight into e3, then why not fix your pawn structure with f into e3?
Mm.
And like you do not have an isolated pawn anymore in this case.
Mm.
But your opponent went queen into a3, which is maybe they had their own reasoning
Yeah,
behind
he
that.
wanted to get some active play. He's
Right.
threatening d5.
Mhm. Right.
He
So
wants
maybe
to
they
use his
just
development.
right. So they just they don't want to pay too much attention right now to pawn structure, just rapid development, so to say.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
He
And
wants to like
e6,
create some threats.
correct. Correct. And okay, e6, good move. Okay, you want to stop this
Stopping that and trying to bring my knight to f5.
right. Okay, trying to bring your knight to a better square, so to say. And where will this bishop develop actually? Maybe on this diagonal?
c6 actually. Bishop d7, bishop c6.
Yeah, that is also a possibility. You have
If
to move
b6,
your
bishop b7, it obstructs the way of my queen.
right. Okay. Yeah, this queen might not be too happy because this queen, whenever
Mm.
possible, would like to return, let's say,
Yeah.
and do some more active stuff on the other
Mm.
side of the bill. Right. Okay. So rook f d1. and knight e7. As you mentioned, you want to go to bishop
Bishop
d7
D.
and bishop c6. Okay, g4. That's an aggressive looking move, but I
Yeah,
guess the
again it
main
was unexpected.
right. I guess the main idea was probably to stop you from going to f5,
Mm.
might be. But is it good? What did you think during the game?
Actually, I was happy about this move.
Right.
It's like a
So
weakness already for him.
correct,
So he needs to concentrate on that pawn also.
correct.
And I
So
have double bishop. So I can just open the diagonal of my bishop and create some threats there.
right. So okay, maybe not at this moment, but at some point,
Slowly.
maybe something like e5 can come in because this pawn is quite good. So yep, yeah, creating weaknesses. Okay, maybe stopping your knight from going to f5, but that isn't as important than
Mm.
creating these weaknesses. Okay, you got knight d5, and okay, just knight takes d5, e d5, and okay, now this pawn is maybe not a target anymore, but okay, this pawn is. You can
Mm.
fix it on that.
And white's activity is also like gone down.
Yep. So I think like preserving this knight was maybe a better
Better for.
decision. Yeah. But okay, right now there is no activity. Basically, it's an equally sort of position, or would you say
Mm.
that black has already an advantage?
Black has a slight edge maybe.
Black has a slight edge, and okay, that's obviously not good news for your opponent if
Mm.
black has an edge by move 16. So that's true. So h3, queen b6, and b4. Okay, in the queen side, it also seems that he's creating some weaknesses of his own. Yeah?
Mm.
So that was queen
Anyway, it
b4.
doesn't have any play
Right.
both on both sides actually.
Correct. So maybe there is no active plan for white as such here.
Mm.
Correct. So bd7, rook a1, queen d6, bishop f1, trying to reroute the bishop maybe to a better diagonal.
Yeah, G2 is
Okay.
better.
Right. Now f5, and now I guess sort of an king side attack is upcoming
Mm.
because he has already weakened his king side so much with g4 and h3 and all. Okay, g5 now, but now f4 simply, and you gain more space on the king side.
And opening up the diagonal for my bishop.
Correct. Yeah, this diagonal is also opened up. Rook a8, rook e1, and b6. Okay, what was the idea of b6 in this position?
Stopping any rook c5 counterplay. I have like lot of time, and he doesn't have a plan basically. So I can wait all I want. I have too
Yeah,
much time.
that's I think a good strategy actually in this position. Yeah, rook c5 might have created some counterplay. That is one.
Mm.
Apart from that, there is always a chance that when your opponent doesn't have any plan, they might make some sort of a mistake.
Yeah.
And yeah, then you don't have to think anymore. You can just capitalize on it. So that's also a possibility. B6 and bishop g2, king h8. Okay, just trading the rooks, and I guess now your rook can
Mm.
come active.
Yeah.
This and h4. So not the best surely. Bishop f5, queen a4, and is it already quite hopeless for white?
No. Actually, I don't have a concrete plan here. That's the problem.
Right. So yeah, even though white doesn't have too much play, but okay, black also have to come up with some sort of a plan to
Yeah,
basically
I'm
win.
better, but I like converting it is difficult here.
So at this point, like, did you have like a sufficient amount of time on your clock? Move 27, 28.
No, I actually had like 25 minutes something.
25 minutes. So, okay, that's not too much. So you can't think too deeply as well. You have to
Yeah,
make
so
some
I was
steps
like
there.
just making the waiting game.
Right.
I wanted him to do something.
Yep. And mostly if white tries to do something rash here, then it
Yeah.
will probably be a blunder and then you can take advantage of it.
Mm.
Okay, so rook e7, just defending this pawn for now. And okay, queen a6, king g8, queen b5, king f8. Just waiting for now, just making the king a bit better than it was.
Mm.
Slow improvements. And okay, Finally, white tries to do something
Yeah, because the
active.
position is like already a very uncomfortable to wait anymore.
Right.
I'm getting bishop e4.
Mhm.
And the d4 pawn is also hanging again.
Correct. So they had to do something, and okay,
Mm.
they played 95, but I guess this was not too good. Rook e5, and all right, uh, white is just down a pawn, right?
Yeah, he has some play, but my opponent just rushed in the game. He had to wait
So
a little bit.
okay, so like white has some sort of counterplay, but okay, that will be achieved not by rushing into it, but maybe waiting a bit more.
Yeah, in the game that happened actually. He
Yes.
played rook c6, rook f6. All these moves are correct.
Okay,
But
rook c6, queen d8, rook f6. Up till now, it is fine. King g7,
yeah, queen c6 is also fine.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I
King
played the
e7,
sneaky move queen e7,
right,
expecting bishop d5 to appear on the board.
right. And it did
Here you should.
actually. So this can also be a question to our viewers actually. So the viewers of this video, they can pause right here. So in this position, Mariano, your opponent, okay, they might not also have the most amount of time in the world here, and
Hmm.
just left into bishop into d5. But this is actually a mistake, right? So black to play, what do you do? So Harshad, what's the move?
Rook d5.
Just rook d5. This is a tactical shot your opponent most likely missed during the
Yeah,
game.
and
King
after
f5.
that it was pretty easy to calculate a win. A king
You
h.
just have to, yeah. Basically, even if you don't calculate the full line, it's easy to draw a conclusion that this king is not
Weak, yeah.
not the safest, a very
Hmm.
weak king actually. But okay, you definitely have to calculate because
Hmm.
you are giving up an exchange. So you have to have compensation. So queen f2, queen g2, queen h4 check, and you get a lot of pawns for it.
Hmm.
Lot of pawns, king g1 and f3.
Yeah, and he doesn't have checks also immediately.
Right. That's an important point because if white did have checks, then it might not be so easy. But okay, here white doesn't have any checks. F3, queen d2, f2,
Here, instead of f2, queen g3 was winning easily, but both are win. So no, not a
right.
big
Some
difference. Actually.
right.
Queen g3 was winning directly.
Queen g3 directly would have been better. So if
Yeah,
here
still he
bishop,
doesn't have checks. Bishop h3 is, and if king h1, f2 was coming.
right. So yeah, but okay, f2 is also fine,
Hmm.
right? F2,
King
bishop,
h1.
bishop f3, king e2. Now just queen
Yeah,
and
I'm ending up in. It's like a winning pawn in game directly.
okay, yeah, and you calculated this all quite a bit ago, right?
Hmm.
When you started with, let's say, f2 check, you saw this the upcoming positions, right?
Yeah, saw it when I started calculating rook d5.
Right. So okay, now this is easily winning pawn ending, and you can just trade the queen. So this is completely winning. The main reason being you are just up a pawn, and okay, this is close.
Hmm.
And your opponent played on for a bit, okay, but
Yeah.
to no avail. Just
His play was not that fast, so I had nothing to worry about.
right, right. So and okay, in this position, I guess your opponent made the move and resigned the game. Yeah, 36.
No, it
So
went to normal. Yeah.
okay,
Queen b5, king s1, king e5, and he resigned.
oh, right, right. Okay, I guess the transmission didn't catch up actually for this. So okay, a very fine victory actually, and you must have been quite happy with this game, right?
Yeah.
So like it wasn't too complicated an affair for you. You got a very good position out of the opening,
Hmm.
and you converted it smoothly. Was there any point which you felt like that this was the decisive moment where white should have done it better? Well, like from this point, white lost all control.
Yeah, that was bishop d5 point actually.
Right.
You should have waited with king h2.
After
Now
king
rook,
h2,
now bishop d5 is threatened.
right. Okay. Now, yeah, now the same trick does not work because the king is in h2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, in this position, maybe something like this. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but this position is like good for white now. after just white has edge now.
Okay. White can hold, and okay, white is even slightly better as you mentioned.
Hmm.
But
But
okay,
bishop into d5 was very obvious,
bishop into
and
d5.
both were low on time,
Right. I
so
think
I
that's
had to
a
try.
yep. And I think practically this move which you played before bishop into d5, queen e7, this
Hmm.
actually is of a lot of value because this move tricked your opponent into thinking that bishop into d5 is a free pawn. But okay, then
Yeah.
this trick comes in. This is a very nice thing. Yeah, great game, Harshad. And we also have actually another game of yours. This is from the World Youth. So World Youth and World Youth Olympiad were two tournaments which you played consecutively, okay, in different countries as well. Uh, can you share a little bit about your experience in the team event? That is the World Youth Olympiad. How was that?
And it was a very different experience with the team. I had to play for them also.
Yep. So, did you feel that it was very different from, let's say, individual events?
Yeah, it was very different.
Right. So what are some of like the main differences which you noticed, like in terms of preparation and also, let's say, in terms of play?
And like my position also matters for the team result. So if I have a good position, my teammates can play like uh, they don't have to worry too much.
And they
So
also
my
don't have to.
opening preparation had to be good. I can't afford to have a bad position in 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah, that's an important thing because let's say in individual events, it is only you who
Hmm.
is suffering from, let's say, a bad or good result.
Yeah. If I have a bad position, my teammates also like they have to score. They are in a must-win situation.
Correct, correct, correct. And how was the event overall? Did you like the tournament? Because I think this is your first World Youth Olympiad as well,
Yeah.
right? So overall, how was the experience there?
It was a very nice experience to play with a team.
And I guess you also had a lot of fun with the teammates, a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pranesh was there, I think. Pranav was there. So
Mm.
strong players. In the girls, Tanisha and Ritika was there.
Yeah.
So okay, this game, the next game is actually from the World Youth. This is the individual event, and this was against Sharvesh Deviprasath. Deviprasath, I think. I'm sure I'm pronouncing his name correctly. So okay, in this game you had the white pieces, and you started with e4, c5, knight f3, d6. Just going into the open Sicilian, and your opponent plays the dragon. So okay, I guess you already have some stuff prepared against the dragon. Okay?
Yeah.
Yep. And like in this event, let's say this was, I think, one round a day tournament, this World
Hmm.
Youth. So I guess you had some more time to prepare for your opponents and all that.
Yeah.
So going into this game, did you already expect the dragon or was it a
I
surprise?
expected.
Okay. So I guess he plays it a lot or something.
Mm.
Right. Okay. So you expected this system and okay. The F3 setup. Okay. Castle. Okay. Just queen d2. Knight c6 and long castle. So we have you basically you have got the typical position of dragon. So the both opposite sides castling, and it's usually a race in this kind of positions, right? To see who can attack first. So in terms of your liking, which kind of positions do you enjoy more? Aggressive positions or let's say solid setups?
Solid setups mostly.
Okay, but okay, this is not solid by any means, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm well prepared,
Right.
so that makes a difference.
Yeah, that actually makes the difference, correct. But in terms of, let's say, if you have to pick between two positions, then the solid setup is your more preferable one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So d5, pd, knight d, knight c6, bc6, bishop d4. Trades happening, queen b6, and knight
I
a4.
was already surprised by bishop d4. My opponent actually played knight c3 and e5 before.
Okay.
E5, knight into c3 and e5.
Yeah. Just give me a moment. So knight c6, b6.
Bishop d4,
Yep.
and he had
And
some games with e5 and knight c3
okay. So one is e5,
and
another
knight
is
c3. E5 is the main line.
E5 is the most number of games in E5. Yeah?
Yeah.
And you thought that he will also play this, but in the game, I guess it came as a bit of surprise to see Bishop.
Yeah.
Is Bishop D4 also good, like equally good, so to say?
It was equally good.
Right. So just a different way of playing, right?
Mm.
So I guess you were a bit surprised here. Okay, just queen basics.
But I remembered something. Like I was not so sure, but I remembered like a part of my preparation.
Right. So okay, this was not something which you prepared for the day before, but you had some knowledge here.
Mm.
And knight a4 in this position, and queen c7. So here, what is white actually trying to achieve? Because the position has actually changed quite a bit. The dragon bishop which black has, that is already traded off. So
Yeah.
in this position, what will be white's plan?
And now the c5 square is also weak. I'm getting the h4 h5 ideas as usual.
Correct. So as for your attacking ideas, they will still continue mostly because okay, the bishop can come here and okay.
Yeah, maybe
Instead,
bishop on c4 was better. Right?
yeah,
Bishop c4.
yeah, bishop c4.
I'll get something in the diagonal.
Right. In this diagonal, there will be pressure, and
At the same time, my bishop will occupy the b3 square and defend.
correct. So yeah, it is doing double duty. It is attacking and also defending against any ideas against this pawn.
And b2. It'll just cover my kings.
Right. It will just cover your king side, correct? And this knight, I guess, is planning to come to this square. C5. This is also a weak pawn. So something to look forward there. And okay, you continued with bishop c4, knight b6, this bishop b3. Okay, he traded off the knights with knight a4, queen a4, and c5. So now his bishop will, I believe, come into this diagonal. And play will continue. Okay, you just went forward with your plan of h4.
Actually, I should have gone for rook h1, I think. h4 was, I forgot my preparation.
Right. Okay. So maybe h4 not the most accurate way to continue, but this is the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, you bring your rooks into the center, and maybe h4 you can play a bit later.
Like and h4 doesn't work also. White has less number of pieces, so attack was not possible. I could have gone into a better endgame.
Right. So yeah, maybe this bishop and queen is.
Yeah, so and my pawn structure is also good. He has a weak c5 and a7 pawn.
So in this position, let's say if queens are off the board in this position, then maybe white has the better ending. Right. Okay. But okay, in the game you continued with h4 and your opponent played rook b8, c3, maybe keeping some options of rerouting the bishop
and stopping rook b4 ideas.
Right. Okay, rook b4 is also a possibility, correct? So you don't want that. So c3, queen b6, rook d2, bishop e6, and okay, here you didn't trade straight away, and you just played bishop c4. So this is a collinear move, as called by John. You move the piece in the same diagonal, but not you do not capture it.
Yeah.
Just moved it here. Yeah. And okay, rook f d8, rook h d1, king g7, and basically you're saying that h4 was not a good move.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
does not make sense.
Right. Because you're playing sort of like an ending where the bishops will be traded soon, and h4 maybe it can become a potential weakness.
Yeah.
So okay, in the game b3 was played.
I was just waiting and getting rid of my weaknesses.
Right.
I already had a slight edge.
Right. Okay, in this position, you think you already have a slight edge, right? Okay, rook d2, but nothing like black is lost or something. This is just a slight advantage. Bishop f5. Black decided to keep the bishops actually.
You wanted to provoke g4.
Yep, that actually makes sense. And you did play g4 actually. Bishop a6. And now you trade bishop into a6, queen into a6. Okay, just take this pawn. Queen a7. Rook b6. So as of now, I think black is a pawn down, but black has some activity, right?
He has activity, and my f3 pawn is also weak. He could have regained the pawn.
But he could. So in this position, where you like, what was kind of the feeling in this position? Did you feel that okay, maybe heading towards a draw, or okay, now, like black has some sort of
I
initiative?
felt that I'm pushing. Game is in my control. I won't lose anyway.
Right.
Maximum, it will be a draw only.
Right. So it is just like playing for two results, something like that.
Yeah.
Queen d7, and okay, in this position, if black decides to trade the queens, I think that's not a very good decision.
At this end game is winning. Direct.
Because this is very very simple plans. This pawn is weak, and
I'll
black
just
rook
push on
is
the
not
pawn.
black rook is not active. Basically, that's the important point. I think. Also, king is not very well placed.
And he's in no position to convert his majority.
Correct. So okay, queen d7. Your opponent, of course, didn't want to get the queens. Just queen f6, king b2, rook e6.
I think king b2 was a small inaccuracy.
Okay. So
I could have gone king c2 or something.
King c2. Okay, maybe king b2 was not as good because of this.
Not that thing. Just holding on to my d2 rook. In the game, it will make a difference.
Okay.
But my opponent won't go into it.
Right.
He'll play rook e6, queen d3. He had rook d6 there.
Okay.
Where my f3, I'm giving up my f3 pawn.
Right. So after king b2, he played rook e6.
Queen d3, I win.
Queen d3, you win here. And in this position, your opponent had
rook d6.
Okay. Rook d6. Sorry, rook d6.
D6.
D6, yeah. And okay, if the king was on
c2, I could have just like just defended the f3 pawn.
Right. Yeah, and that would have been a different story. But okay, in this case, if your opponent had gone for this, then
still the same story. I have slight edge, and I'm basically playing for two results.
Right. So this position would have been on the board, but your opponent didn't go for it actually. After rook e6, queen d3, he went.
But he should have went for it. It was closer to draw.
Right. It was closer to equality actually, and queen f4 is not the most precise move, right? And now you actually play rook e2, and threatening to trade the rooks, and the queen endgame, I'm assuming, is like much better or winning for you if the rooks are traded.
Yeah.
It should be, I guess. So c4, just queen d2, queen f3, queen d4 check, king h6, queen d2 check.
I was low on time, so I just repeated.
Yeah, you can debate some of the moves actually. So like you gain some time on the clock, and then you can play.
And it was forced for him also.
Right.
He had no other choice.
Yeah, he had no other choice, exactly. And actually, what was the time control for this event? Like after 40 moves, did you get some extra time, or how was it?
No.
Okay, so for the whole game, it is 90 minutes plus 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Right. So okay, then you have to manage time very carefully.
So I just claimed extra 1 minute.
And okay, rook e6, f6, and okay, now comes another portion of the game. Now you have to convert this winning queen angle, which is winning, of course, but okay, it still requires some work. You have to be careful.
Yeah, he also has some counterplay if I play ignorantly. He'll get e5.
So you don't want that. Yeah, this can maybe become a strong passer, and you don't want to allow something like that.
And I wanted to use the bad positioning of his king.
Right. Yeah, his king is actually much unsafe than your king. Your king is quite safe compared to his king. So you have to use that as well. Okay, so queen a2, king c1, queen a1, king c2, queen into h4, and okay, g5 check.
Yeah.
This I think requires some calculation.
I had like 5 minutes. I played this move, and after calculating for 4.5 minutes, I had 5 seconds while playing this.
And yeah, I think this was very important. You have to calculate it properly because g5 can either win or lose, something like that. Yeah, so you have to be
just a pawn race.
Right. You have to see who is winning the pawn race. And okay, what happens if this?
A queen d2. That was the point of king c1 and king c2.
Okay. Then queen d2. And anyway, you're trading this queens. Yeah. There is no way to stop the trade. So he did just king g5, queen h4, queen h4. And I think an important point in this ending is that this is in h4. So this pawn is not free to come. I think
And I'm already ahead a move.
Correct. Yeah, it is your move. It is not your opponent's move in this position. That is also important. Right? Okay. So c5, and I think it's over. You just go king g3, and your opponent played on for a few more moves, but no again. And here I think your opponent resigned. So on victory against 2300, quite some higher rated opponent than you. How was the feeling after this game? It went quite smooth, right?
I was feeling happy that I did not give him any big chances.
Right. And I don't think there were any chances at all, actually. Yeah. Maybe in the queen ending, he could have played a bit better after the trade of hooks.
But it was losing anyway.
Yeah, it was losing anyway. So maybe the decisive mistake was at some other point. Yeah? Maybe this was a decisive mistake in which you mentioned that he had to go for rook d6.
Rook d6.
Yeah. And this queen f4 move is just losing. In queen endings, it is the same, like it is, or in any, let's say, major piece endings, it is very important to be precise, to find the correct move every time. Right. So a very smooth game, actually. What are your chess goals for now? Actually, you have played a series of tournaments for now, and what is the next thing? And what are you working on right now in chess? Like chess-wise, what is something which you are, let's say, looking to improve?
I'm like basically working on everything, right. And I'm overall general chess fully.
So no specific topic or something, but just everything in general.
Yeah.
And what are the topics which you work on in like general? Like for example, for end games, do you follow any book or just see the top players' games, or how is it that you prepare?
Just books. Now I'm not working on end games.
Okay, for now maybe just middle.
For now.
And in general, for any chess material, you like how do you go about it? Like, do you just go to the database and search some positions, relevant positions which you want to look at, or maybe follow books or just your coach positions? How is it?
Just books mostly. Mostly
books, and also with Shyam sir, I guess he also gives you some homework and things to work upon as well, right?
Yeah.
And for now, I think the next event coming up for you is in Spain. So for now, just you can catch a break, and happy Diwali, Harshad.
Thank you. Happy Diwali to us.
Yeah. Happy Diwali. And okay, best of luck in your chess.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night.